Hey toy fans, Aaron here. Today we're going to check out the 6-inch Black Series Amazon exclusive Praetorian Guard. And this one's going to be a little bit different than what you're going to get in the regular release, and also a little bit different than what was in the Guardians of 4-pack release. Guardians of Evil 4-pack. Anyways, let's head to that table and see what's so different about this one. Well, first up, a little bit of pre-packaging to go over here, and that is when it shipped from Amazon, it arrived not only in a cardboard box, that the rest of the stuff came in, but the items itself were in this white cardboard box. So that was nice to see. I don't know if everyone gets that who orders through Amazon, or if they're eventually going to stop that. But anyways, that is how this came. Really nice to see. Keeps it well protected in there during the shipping. As far as the packaging itself goes, it is pretty much that red and black look. You get a good look at the figure with the included accessories through the window. But one thing that is different here, and it's kind of similar with GameStop exclusive where it had a splash of red for that TIE Fighter figure, here that sketch artwork for the Praetorian Guard is all red. And since this is an exclusive, as you would expect, there is no numbering to the packaging. And that backside is just about standard, except as I mentioned on the front, here too you get a full red look of the Praetorian Guard, and then a brief description about it. And taking it out of the packaging, it's a pretty cool looking figure. Now in my case, so far I have not gotten my hands on the regular retail release box version, number 50 or something like that. So far I only have now this one, and then the one that was released in the 4-pack GameStop exclusive, Guardians of Evil. But what we have here are 3 different versions of the same figure. Now the major difference with the 4-pack one was that it had cloth robes on the lower half instead of the vinyl plastic. But otherwise in each of the 3 figures, the head sculpts are different. The one we're getting here, the face on that head sculpt, that mask or whatever, is angled outward, whereas the one that came with the 4-pack that you're going to see on the right side of your screen, he's got like this shield on top of his head or whatever. And then here actually is just the 3 3/4 inch version, but this is the head sculpt that you're going to get out of the regular retail release. So 3 different head sculpts for this figure. That's why you're going to be searching around for getting all of these if you're a completist. Well, that, and it does come with different accessories as well, but I'll get into those later. But otherwise, on this particular figure, from the neck down, there's no differences that I can tell from the regular retail release to this figure. Just that head sculpt. Looking in on that area, it's looking good. I mean, I haven't had any complaints with any of these figures, whether it's in the 6-inch or that 3 3/4 inch version. Like the molding to it, it's very plain. There's not much really to get wrong to it. And it's all red plastic molded in that color. So there's really no paint operations that can get messed up there either. I'm kind of curious just how many different versions there are of these in the movie. But anyways, so head area is looking good. Going to the main body, I still like the way the armor looks. My thoughts and opinion hasn't changed on that. The molding through the chest area looks good. You do get a little blue dot there at the top area of this chest, but the lines are sculpted in nicely, and then as it rotates around to the backside, that theme of these, straight lines and stuff continues through there. And then on the bottom half of the figure, now that I have the version with the plastic robes and then one with the cloth robe, I gotta say in this case, I like the plastic robes more than I do on the cloth robe. As I've messed around with the figure, I haven't had any hindrances in leg movement with the plastic cape being used. And I feel that it's a little bit more of a complete figure than when I look at it with a little cloth cape. That's starting to look weird to me. Of course, your preferences can vary, and that's what it is just a preference. What do you like on your figures? And sliding this off just to get a little better look at the leg area. You got some black plastic under here molded there, so nice texturing to it. That's looking really good. Little kneecap shin guard of sorts. And then the boot, you got some little sculpting on the side of it there. Lines throughout. So that's looking really good. As far as articulation goes, that head, of course, you can turn side to side and then move it up and down just a little bit. At the shoulder area, same as the other figures, and I love this. These little top parts of the shoulders move around, so does not hinder getting the arms coming out. What it will hinder, though, is you can't get it straight up and down. It's quite all right by me, but otherwise, you, of course, can swivel that shoulder around. At the elbow area, they do indeed bend. It's a nice soft plastic right through that elbow area, so you're able to get a little bit of a bend out of that part. So if you find yours isn't bending, maybe you just need to swivel the elbow around a little better or something and find that hinge. But it's there, it bends, and as I mentioned, it does swivel. And then for the hands, his right wrist, of course, swivels and then goes side to side. But the left hand does indeed swivel, and that one, though, goes up and down. Not a lot of range to it, just a little bit, but it is there. As for waist articulation, that's through here. So, of course, you can twist them side to side, all sorts of movement. Pretty good bend forward and back. So, lots of range of motion through there. And then for the leg area, of course, you're able to split the legs out. And that's what you're going to get before the tension starts pushing back in. But otherwise, you can bring each leg forward and then back a little bit there. Of course, you still have your turning at the top of the thigh. A little tight through there for me anyways. And then for the knee joint, of course, you have your double joints. And for me, I mean, they both go, but on my figure, on this left leg, it's the bottom one that's super tight. And you have to work to get it. There we go. And then on my other leg, it's actually the top joint that's a little tight that you got to work to get, but they will go. And then at the foot, everything as you'd expect, forward and back, and then you're pivoting at the top of the ankle. And for accessories, he does come with 2 of them, and that's also what's exclusive to this set. First up is this heavy blade. It's looking pretty nice. Not overwhelming, but it's got some decent amount of detailing to it. Definitely that blade end looks good. A little bit of red here, and it is red plastic with silver painting on it. Lots of little detailing throughout the handle area here, alternating between these lines and then little, textured points, I guess, if you will. And then you get some more detailing down at the handle. And for a second accessory, he has what is called a sword whip. I don't know what that does, but it's a decent looking accessory, and it's got some alternating textures on the sword area. Handle area has some decent texturing to it too, although I will say that it tends to lean a little more on the pink side for the coloring. Just a little bit of washed out, especially when you compare it to his heavy blade staff, the coloring on that handle. But otherwise, like I said, it is decent looking, and I'm kind of curious to see what this does in the movie. So overall, this is a pretty good set. I like that you get different accessories to it. It's got a different head sculpt, so it's somewhat unique in that respect, since now we've gotten a total of 3 releases of this figure in the 6-inch line. I'm not complaining about that. I like that. I like that we're getting some variety in the looks of this, especially since it seems that you're going to have that in the movie. And so that wraps up this look at the Amazon version of the Praetorian Guard. I'd love to know your thoughts on this figure in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.